Hey, in this video we continue our work on ECU Master MAZDA RX-7. We will go for a huge shopping to one of the biggest tuning shops in Europe. We also finally start working on the engine, remove some parts and install some new ones. But after a closer look inside, we sadly found some issues. But that's not all. We will also go through some plans and do some work to the interior. The usual stuff, sanding, cleaning and painting. Enjoy watching.
So as you can see, the weather is shit.
We are going to FMIC to pick up some parts for Boz's RX-7 and for Wojtek's Mercedes. And hopefully we can fit those parts in a car because there is quite a lot of parts we are picking up.
Takie turbo baterie, takie. Miałem takie, a teraz będę miał takie. Okay, see you at the spot.
Okay, we made it. Luckily it's not too far to FMIC from our place. It's like 1 hour and a half to come here, and we are here to pick up some stuff for Boz's RX-7, like we said. FMIC is one of the biggest places like this in Poland and probably one of the biggest in Europe as well. We were thinking what FMIC means on the way because we didn't actually know, and one of the employees just told me now that it means front-mounted intercooler because they started doing the silicons for the intercoolers, and that was the original name when the owner started, the business, and probably they didn't think that it's gonna grow so much up to this point. And the name stayed. Okay, we are gonna go pick up the parts that we need, and we're gonna see how this place look. Okay, we are going through the warehouse to see and pick up some parts.
Yep. Hello.
This is Piotrek.
Hello, I'm Peter from FMIC.
It would be nice if we have a shopping cart and just go here like do the grocery shopping.
So we've got a lot of stuff. BC Racing, ACL.
Opa, ATI. Supero dampero.
So it's also that. Our mufflers, if you want to be ecologic, we've got also catalyst inverters.
No, don't worry about that. Opa, look at that. Caliper arms.
Yeah.
Pistons. A bunch of parts we're taking, they actually produced by FMIC, but they also selling some other brands. As you can see, there is a lot of stuff here.
Also,
Performance fan. Oh, the fan.
That one is one of the strongest ones.
So the strongest ones.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's gonna fit because no one ever did any B58 in RX-7, so we just trying to guess. Adam did the list of parts we need, but it's guessing, so some of them might work.
Here we got also rammer and
Ramen?
Ramen?
Rammer. This will do.
And also we've got radium.
Yeah.
Sound system. MAZDA RX-7.
O kurde. Sound system.
Also we've got parts for sim racing, different kinds, whatever you need.
Okay, we're gonna now pack everything to the car and go back to our place. I'll show you all the parts that we get in our garage, but man, this feels like this scene from Fast and Furious where the boys are picking up all the stuff to rebuild that Supra then. It's just, this is something crazy still for me. After all those years, this still feels unreal. Good morning. Today we are gonna be working on that engine B58 for ECU Master RX-7. Yesterday morning we picked up a lot of parts to make this engine more ready than it is now to put into that car. In the meantime, now Archie is preparing the engine mounts and everything, and we, or mostly Adam, will be working on that engine. As you can see, the engine looks a lot different than normal engines we used to be working. I mean, this is normal engine, but we used to working on old 80s and 90s engine, and they look very different. This engine has a lot of plastic and a lot of weird stuff around, which we will be today discussing and unbolting and changing a lot of those parts. We're gonna be changing the biggest thing, which is the intake manifold. We're gonna be removing exhaust manifold and turbo, and Adam will fabricate a new, fresh, beautiful
Or not.
exhaust manifold and a new biggest turbo, although that's gonna be probably the next episode. We're gonna be replacing some of the stuff that you can see on this engine. Hopefully by the end of this video, this engine looks more of a engine that fits this chassis, because at the moment it looks like, it's taken out from no? It's taken out from a Supra, so it's JDM engine, you know, at least that. At least it's not some BMW garbage. For now though, Adam is draining the oil, the old oil from the engine, and we will be going through all the parts that we picked up yesterday to see what we have. For now, let's just put them nicely on the floor and see what is there. Okay, and here we have everything put down, and I'm not gonna lie, this feels wild to have this here in the garage.
So hyped because I made the list, so now I can touch it.
Yeah, so we have all this from FMIC. All the parts are available on the website, and we're also running a NIGHTRIDE code for all of you guys that want to do some shopping, get some good parts. I believe they ship all over the world, and with our code you can get some cool discounts, but about that a bit later. For now, let's go through the actual parts that we have here. So starting maybe with EBC brakes. This one we're gonna probably open later and show you because brakes, wheels and everything, that's gonna be a whole separate episode. Bozo went wild with brakes, which I'm happy about because, as you know, this car won't be a drift car, it will be something like a truck car, time attack car, so you know, you need good braking for once. First thing is the intake manifold. As you can see, B58 is running intake manifold and it has a water intercooler like connected inside. It's one part which does two things. We want to separate those things because this is what we used to with normal simple builds. So we're gonna run normal intake manifold and intercooler separately. Just to make things more simple. This is just modern technology, but we're gonna do some of the things the way we know from previous builds. Adam, what intake is this?
It's a Wagner plug and play air-to-air solution for B58. As you can see, no water intercooler, just normal intake. It's prepared for normal injection, not like here GDI, but we're gonna stay for GDI for now, I think, because we want to have 500 horsepower. And look inside. Velocity stocks.
This is very big quality part, no?
Very expensive, high quality part. I'm so hyped. It's cast alloy, milling, drilling, fabricating, and after that they weld it together.
So nice, huh? So because we're running intake manifold which doesn't have intercooler, water intercooler in, we're gonna run normal air intercooler. This is the one from FMIC Pro. The next thing what we have is muffler. This is, as you can see, muffler with the valve, so Bozo can make the car quiet or loud. In this case, the car is going to be registered. It's going to be driving on the road, so it's good to have this solution. As you probably know, we have it in Skyline. It works nicely. This is also from FMIC, and we live in hard times for loud cars. So if you want to make your car more legal and less, you know, you're going to use this. Next, we have two oil coolers. One's going to be oil cooler.
And one is gonna be oil cooler, but for transmission.
For the
transmission
gearbox.
fluid.
Yeah, so 8 HP gearbox needs extra cooling. Does it have originally cooler?
Yep, but of course, water cooler.
Some complicated shit. We're gonna just replace it with two coolers from FMIC Pro. Here we have radiator. This is a radiator for FD RX-7, so it should technically fit and we shouldn't have any issues with it.
Plug and play.
Although it's not for this engine, so we don't know how is it gonna be thickness wise, but let's see. And here we have a fan for that radiator.
Big boy.
Big boy. They have different thickness fans, different sizes and thickness. So basically what we can do is we can use this fan, but if this is too thick and if we don't have enough space to fit it, we can order a thinner one. Here we have some lines.
PTFE lines. In the future, we're gonna try to put alcohol in the tank, so more power.
Here we have ACL rod bearings. We don't need to upgrade them technically, but
We're gonna check them anyway, so it's no point to check it and leave it. We're gonna upgrade them.
not big of a job, but it's good
It's not
to have.
expensive. We do it in every car for your Skyline, your JZ,
Yeah.
my cars.
Job takes half an hour and you know that you have fresh bearings, which is good. Then we have a ATI Supero Dampero conditions. The oil sandwich, also from FMIC Pro. We have some V-bands. We have them 4 elastic connectors for exhaust. Adam, why 4?
I don't know.
This is the biggest filter look, I can fit the whole lens in it. We also have Dutchworks fuel pump.
This one goes straight to the tank because we leave stock tank. So this one pump the fuel to swill pod, and from swill pod to big
2 pumps from
Pumps,
FMIC. The reason we're running swill pod, obviously, if Bozo want to do some fast cornering and stuff, the fuel is gonna slush in the tank and it might cut the fuel. We wanna avoid that. And this, I was actually thinking, why did Bozo order big power bank for his iPhone? But this is actually part that steers the exhaust, right? The valve.
for the flap.
The exhaust flap valve. So that's that. For now, that's all we have. Now the mission is to take care of this bad boy. Let's start removing parts from this engine. So what we know we need to remove for sure is obviously the AC. This car won't need an air condition. We need to remove the intake manifold with the intercooler. We need to remove exhaust manifold with the turbo. What else? We're gonna have to replace this pulley because it's broken. So inside there is, as you can see, the water intercooler. You can see the ribs.
Grip. Opa.
So.
Valve seals gone.
Serio?
Trzeba je zrobić.
To trzeba ściągnąć głowicę?
Nie zawsze. Można to zrobić na założonej. No ale patrz jak zajebane.
So what does it mean?
A bit of extra work. Like we need to take out the camshafts and try to do it on, you know, when head is still on. I do it a couple times. It's of course it's easier when you take out the head. Kurde, we need to
see, no?
We need to see, no. Maybe we should take out the head and forget.
So the valve seals are what?
Gone.
Worn? Gone. Not what we expected and not what we want, but
I spoke with one guy and he says it's very common in.
it's normal in
58.
these engines?
That's why I check it.
So Adam also said because it's direct fuel injector, the fuel doesn't really cool down the valves as well, no? And the seals. Alright, well, it is what it is. Let's keep removing stuff, I guess. Look how skinny this engine is if you take out the manifolds. Just like that. If you take out the alternator, it's gonna be literally like, it looks tiny, no? Looks way smaller now. Imagine this engine with a nice exhaust manifold here and a big turbo head here, and a nice intake from this side. It's gonna look like a JZ engine. It's from Supra after all. Supra. Wagner. Okay, another problem. The throttle body from B58 that we have doesn't fit to the intake manifold that we installed. So apparently there were different kind of throttle bodies on different B58s.
Yep.
And this one, so this is these 3 bolts, no? These 3 or these
These 3 bolts and these 3 bolts almost fit, and I see
tu jest ta
I've got
przepustnica.
adapter from Wagner, and I see the adapter is for that kind of
for different throttle body.
different throttle body.
So we need to find a different throttle body.
buy it for money.
Buy for money. So the intake fits, but the throttle body don't fit. The engine should be nice condition, and we need to change valve seals. It's all starting very typical and very normal. although the time that's left, it's still 3 months. Alright, should we change the...
1 year and 3 months, yeah?
No, 3 months.
For what? For rebuilding the engine?
The car.
Joking.
Let's check the dampero. Changing the crankshaft pulley is not super important at this point. At the moment, it's not important at all. But we have it here, the new one, and it's 5 minutes job, so we might as well change it. It's gonna look better. The engine's gonna look as... It's gonna look as there is a progress with the engine, even though it might not be that big. Co tam masz?
Zakryj markę.
Kurde.
Nie ma marki.
No dobrze, bez marki.
Tak, to było z marki.
Takie tutaj. A tak tutaj, nie?
No. Yeah, now this is gonna look sick. That's not the turbo we're running, but we're gonna run similar turbo. So this plus nice collector. This is for Mercedes, yeah?
Yes, to jest Mercedes.
For Mercedes, because Mercedes is too slow at the moment. Okay, the damper crank pulley is on, but only for now because we're gonna have to take it anyway. Because the next step is taking out the oil pan. The oil pan in this engine, it's firstly from 4-wheel drive car. So as you can see here, there is holes for the axle. And second thing, this oil pan, it's interfering with our subframe and steering rack in the car. So we're gonna have to make a new oil pan, custom oil pan. That's why we're gonna remove this oil pan, and we need to see how the... Jak jest smog? Dragon. How the oil pickup, but in Polish it means smog, which is dragon. How the oil dragon's gonna look. So that's why we're gonna turn the engine upside down now, and Adam's gonna remove the oil pan to see that.
Ale miska jest jeszcze jakoś inaczej, nie?
Miska bowl.
Oil bowl.
Okay, now to see the rod bearings, which is what we want to do, we need to remove the oil pump. To remove the oil pump, we need to remove the flywheel. And also we're gonna have to remove that plate, which is here. We're gonna check one rod bearing just to see the condition roughly.
Someone was here, I think.
Do wymiany.
No nic nie mam przecież, nie?
BMW!
Co, jak to wygląda?
Tak, użycie zakrzyka.
Adam, jak ja to mam przetłumaczyć? Ze śląskiego na polski sobie życzysz, czy ze śląskiego na angielski?
Look like...
Half of us behind the bush.
Ty.
Co?
To jest nowa.
No to przecież to jest nowy silnik, chłopie, z fabryki.
Na chuj nam ta cele.
This is a package from ECU Master, which obviously is the main sponsor of this build, B58 8HP RX-7 FD. Boza's at work now. He's working as a dental technician. I'm here, so I'm gonna open the ECU Master package, show you what we have, and when Boza's back, we will be working on finishing that interior. By finishing, obviously I mean cleaning it and probably putting epoxy primer for it. For now, let's focus on the package. Let's see what the boys from ECU Master got us for this build. Okay, it's quite a lot of it, but I'll try to quickly explain you what each of them components do and why we need all of them. Let's start with the most important part. EMU stands for Engine Management Unit, and version Pro is for Motorsport and Max Performance. It's basically a standalone computer that tells your engine what to do and when to do it. Ignition, fuel, boost, and all the systems. If the engine is one big organism, this device is the brain, and it's a base part that connects all the other components. Next is PMU, Power Management Unit. It's basically your fuse box. All devices in the car are connected to it, and it's simplifying the whole wiring by a lot. It also makes the whole electrical system in the car much more safe and reliable. No more looking for blown fuses or relays. It's all here in this little box. Next, ADU, Advanced Display Unit. A dash that shows everything to the driver, from temperatures and pressures to speed, gears, and data logging. It's all here. GDI driver. It's a control module for gasoline direct injection, which is needed for B58 engine. See, in normal standard engine, you have your fuel injected to the intake manifold and mixed with air before the cylinder sucks it inside. B58 has fuel injectors mounted straight to the combustion chamber, but they need much more pressure to work here. This GDI driver controls that high pressure. Next, we have wireless racing panel, a steering wheel control unit that, do I need to even explain that? With this, Bozo will feel like Max Verstappen with a mustache in his RX-7. Next, we have tire temperature sensors. Bozo will see all his tire temps on the display unit. Here we have some keyboards. Each button can be set to whatever we like. The big one here is for operating the engine and the car, and the small one will be used to operate the 8 HP gearbox. And we have some cool custom buttons for it too. Last two parts. Battery isolator. It's a safety feature that can shut down the whole power by cutting the battery off. And EDL, Electronic Data Logger. It records everything that's going on. All the sensors, signal, and data can be recorded and analyzed later. Oof, there's quite a lot of it. I hope future me that's gonna edit this video and try to do voiceovers and explain all of those components will do the good job and you guys understand it but not get bored with it. Right, so this is all the parts that we will be installing in the car. Like we said on the first episode, this car won't be a drift car, it won't be any stance, show car, whatever. It will be a track car / street car, so it needs to be ready for that track. And that's why all of those will be a huge advantage if we have them in the car. Now, installing all of those and doing a wire harness for those will be done back at the ECU Master factory, exactly the same place where we got the engine on the last video. When we are ready with the engine inside the car, we will ship the car there, and there I would film how they do all of their beautiful work and they connecting everything that's here, tuning, setting everything up. That's gonna be super interesting to see how they do it as well, comparing to how we usually do it. But I'm also happy because they would be responsible for making this car work in terms of all the electric stuff. And all the ECU Master parts you can get on FMIC website. FMIC is the main distributor of ECU Master parts, so you can get everything here. And with our code, you can get it cheaper. You can use NIGHTRIDE 10 for all the ECU Master components, so you save 10% on everything from ECU Master. Or you can use code NIGHTRIDE on FMIC on pretty much most of the parts they're selling. 90% of the stuff you can buy on FMIC. The NIGHTRIDE code would work with 15% off. And this is great for you. This is great. This is fucking amazing, man. Alright, as you can see now, I have a videographer here because Mr. Bozo decided that he's gonna finally come to the garage.
I come.
Sanding
again.
Yeah, sanding. So now the plan is get rid of this, safety equipment?
Safety equipment. Because when I was sanding last time, for the last 1.5 weeks, I had to cover that so the grinder don't damage my precious windows. And now I can take it off so I can sand with hands.
Because it's sanding, not grinding. The first thing what we need to do is use a hoover and hoover all the shit from the floor. And then we'll use some sandpaper and sand down the interior and get it ready for primer. Epoxy primer. Okay, so what we had to sand down, we sat down, but there's still a couple spots, like for example here, where Bozo still need to come with a big angle grinder and this wire, how do you call it?
Wire mister.
And do stuff like some old rubbery things, seals and all that. There's still some of it.
but at least it's looking the paper. It's for the look. It's for the look. Oh shit! What happened? No, it was electricity gone. What? No. You have the dust on the camera.
What?
Oh, you see?
Andrzej didn't even come here and he saved us.
Thank you, Andrzej.
What would we do without Andrzej?
But it's gonna work now or is it gonna explode soon?
Co żeś piął?
Nic.
To będzie działać.
He said okay.
He said okay, then it's okay.
Okay. Okay, you think we have enough liquids to to paint?
We can operate definitely.
Yeah.
My guy biker.
Sorry, we're just preparing for painting.
What the hell, man? Come on.
I was doing serious thing. He said not like that, and then put that shit in there.
Why are you snitching?
I hope
You
you-
quadruple agent.
I hope you at least wait for me with this. Okay, because we still testing our Benbow gun, we also have a very cool accessory. As you can see, car is standing in like a dark corner. So
The whole garage is a dark corner.
yeah, so what we always do is one of us is flashing with the light or with the phone, and the painter is painting. Look at the donuts.
You look like donuts. Someone make a postcard, please, and put it on Instagram story.
This time we're gonna use a very cool accessory that's also gonna be a part of a deal, NIGHTRIDE and Benbow, and this is, as you can see, this is a flash for the gun that you put on a paint gun, so you don't need a second person or a second hand with the light. It just mounted to the gun like so. Okay, Boss is painting inside there. I'm not really there to film because there's a lot of paint in the air. I don't want to destroy my lens and stuff. Oppa, look who just came. Some sexy ass car. Da mu pan? Fajnie. Sounds nice.
Single exit system.
Okay, I'm gonna be mixing Bozo's paint and help him painting, and you guys will see the final results in 2 seconds. This is it. Okay, and this is it. Big success because we have a real visual progress on the car, on the chassis finally. Of course, also big success with all the parts that we picked up, with the plans, with everything.
No more sanding, please.
No, there is a lot of sanding, man. There is still a lot of sanding, but not this week. That's good. This is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.